the Let's Master English podcast, and I'm your host, Coach Shane. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Let's Master English podcast, episode 97. Coach Shane here. It's so good to be with you. We've got such a great podcast ready for you. It's not we, it's me. I have a great show ready for you. I've got 3 short news stories. Of course, they're very interesting. There will be lots to learn. Country Shane is with us, and he has a fact. One of my students, a DDM student, asked such a great question. It's a little bit of a grammar question, but it's really important. So I want you guys to listen to that. The publish date of this podcast is August 2nd. So we have some events that happened on August 2nd and some observances. What's an observance? Well, it's kind of like a holiday, but not. That is coming up as well. And enough chit-chat. Let the podcast begin. Arizona's 110-degree temperatures recently melted a Tesla's car battery. A man got trapped inside his Tesla and couldn't open his doors or windows because he had no power and no way to access his dead computer. He was trapped for 20 minutes before his sister saved him by using the Tesla app to open the passenger side door. The world's oldest man has died at the age of 127. 𝐻𝐫𝐽𝐬𝐧 passed away at his home in Brazil. He was born in 1895 and is survived by 7 children, 25 grandchildren, 42 great-grandchildren, and 11 great-great-grandchildren. Jose credited his long life to being humble and having a little drink before dinner. And finally, a Kentucky high school has a new phone policy. Students will be required to hand in their phones to teachers at the start of each class. Students will get them back at the end of class and be able to use them at lunch and between classes. The new policy will help students concentrate better and learn more. Ba-dum-ba-dum-bum-bum. There you go. That's the news. 3 short stories, 3 interesting stories, and I did my best to make them easy. Pretty easy to understand. Did you understand all the stories? Let's go back to the very first one. So America, the United States, we have 50 states. I was born in the state of Texas, but I lived most of my life in the state of Wisconsin, and now where I live, the state I live in, is Vermont. Anyway, America has 50 states, and one of those states is Arizona. Arizona is out west. It's next to California. It's very famous for the Grand Canyon. I'm sure you've heard of the Grand Canyon, maybe. It's also a desert, so it's really hot in the summer, and that's what the news is. Arizona's 110-degree temperatures. Now, 110 degrees Fahrenheit is about 43 degrees Celsius. So that's hot. That's really, really hot. But in the desert, it's typical. It's actually nothing special. I lived in Las Vegas, Nevada, which is right next to Arizona. And 110 degrees in the summertime is like almost every day. That's just common. Anyway, it's hot. It's still really hot. Arizona's 110-degree temperatures recently melted a Tesla's car battery. Oh, my God. So usually when we say the word melt, M-E-L-T, we think of snow or ice, right? But we don't think of batteries. But the temperature was so hot. So the outside temperature is 110 degrees, right? But with the sun shining, especially on something made of metal, M-E-T-A-L, it gets even hotter. I mean, it can get inside a car. If the outside temperature is 110 degrees, inside the car, oh, it can be much, much hotter. It's like an oven. And that's what happened. to this car. This car battery of a Tesla actually melted. And a man got trapped inside his Tesla. He couldn't open his doors or windows because he had no power. The battery melted and no way to access his dead computer. The battery melted. He had no power. He's trapped inside his car. And trust me, it is an oven. He's going to die. He's got to break the windows, right? But if you ever tried breaking a car window, it's not easy. So anyway, he was trapped for 20 minutes before his sister saved him. Now, how did his sister save him? By using the Tesla app to open the passenger side door. Wow. So there's an app. You know, I don't have a Tesla. Some of my DDM students do. But there's an app. And I actually, I have a Ford, just a typical American car. And right now I'm looking at my phone and I got a Ford app. And if I wanted, I could start the engine right now. I could open the doors right now. Yeah, it's kind of cool. So anyway, the Tesla, of course, has this too. And yeah, so his sister saved him. Now, I don't know why. I don't understand why. I mean, I don't understand. Did he not have his phone with him? If he had his phone with him, he could have used the Tesla app. Why did he need his sister to do that? I don't know. Anyway, scary situation. What do you think? Do you like, electric vehicles, EVs, like the Tesla? I think the Tesla is a really good-looking car. And if I lived in a city, like a busy city, yeah, I think having an EV, an electric vehicle, would be a really good choice. But hearing this about the heat and that the battery can melt, that doesn't sound good. I don't know. Now, the next story, it's kind of sad, but at the same time, it's amazing. The world's oldest man has died at the age of 127. Can you believe that? My goodness. That means this man was 72 years old when I was born. Is that right? Yes. He was 72 years old when I was born. And he died today. Oh, my goodness. That's incredible. What's his name? 𝐻𝐫𝐽𝐻𝐽. Passed away. He died at his home in Brazil. So he's from Brazil, or he was from Brazil. He was born in 1895 and is survived by, and this is a great expression, when somebody dies, we can say he is survived by. And that means the living people. So, for example, he died today and he is survived by his wife and his mother and father. That's possible. But in this case, he was born in 1895 and is survived by 7 children. 7 of his children are still alive. 25 grandchildren. Wow. 42 great-grandchildren. Man. And 11 great-great-grandchildren. That's incredible. I'm actually kind of jealous. I would love to have a huge family like that. And I'd love to live to 127. That'd be great. Even longer. I want to live forever. 𝐻𝐻𝐽 credited his long life to. So this is another great expression. Coach Shane, you're so handsome. Well, I credit my good looks to my Irish blood. Coach Shane, you look so healthy. Well, I credit my health to my wife. She feeds me very well. 𝐻𝐻𝐽 credited his long life to being humble. That's really good. Do you know what humble means? HUMBLE. It means being modest. Not talking too much, not talking about yourself, just listening to people and being quiet. That's basically what it means. But not only being humble, there's one other reason. 𝐻𝐻𝐽 credited his long life to being humble and having a little drink before dinner. Now that means, I don't know what it means, but it does mean alcohol. Maybe he had a beer before dinner. Maybe he had some wine before dinner. Maybe he had some scotch or so, I don't know. But anyway, before dinner, he had a little drink, and he was very humble. How great is that? Are you humble? Am I humble? I think I am. I understand. I'm the greatest English teacher that's losing hair from Vermont in the USA, in the world, actually. I know that, but I don't talk about it too much, do I? And do I have a little drink before dinner? Oh, yes, I do. Yeah. Well, actually, usually after dinner, but anyway. And finally, the third story, Kentucky. So once again, America has 50 states. Another state in America is Kentucky. And Kentucky is kind of in the middle of the United States. It's on the eastern side. If you know where Chicago is, if you go south and then to the east, you'll see the state of Kentucky. Kentucky is a beautiful state. They've got mountains, and it's very pretty. And it's famous for horse racing. Lots of horses in Kentucky. So this is a story from Kentucky. A Kentucky high school, not an elementary school, not a middle school, but a high school, has a new phone policy. So they got a new rule, a law kind of, about phones. And of course, we're talking your smartphones, right? Students will be required to hand in their phones to teachers at the start of each class. So when students enter the classroom, they have to give their phones to the teachers at the beginning of class. I think that's good. I'm surprised it's a new policy. It should always have been when I was a kid, we had calculators. We couldn't bring calculators into the classroom. And now kids are bringing phones into the classroom? Kids, you don't know how lucky you are. I'm serious. When I was a kid, we could not bring calculators to class. Yeah. Anyway, students will get them back. Students will receive their phones at the end of class, and they can use them at lunchtime and between classes. So in American high schools, during the day, we'll have, maybe 7 different classes, usually 4 classes in the morning and then 3 classes in the afternoon. And what happens is each class is in a different classroom. So we have to move around. We have to walk around during the school day. And each class is usually about 50 minutes long. And then there's like 5 minutes between each class. So between classes, kids can use their phones. And of course, at lunchtime, kids can use their phones. The new policy will help students concentrate better and learn more. We hope. I hope so. Yeah. Once again, when I was a kid, we could not even use a calculator. I can't imagine what it's like today. Oh, we had computers when I was a kid. We did. Okay, let's go ahead and listen to those 3 stories one more time. Arizona's 110-degree temperatures recently melted a Tesla's car battery. A man got trapped inside his Tesla and couldn't open his doors or windows because he had no power and no way to access his dead computer. He was trapped for 20 minutes before his sister saved him by using the Tesla app to open the passenger side door. The world's oldest man has died at the age of 127. 𝐻𝐫𝐽𝐬𝐧 passed away at his home in Brazil. He was born in 1895 and is survived by 7 children, 25 grandchildren, 42 great-grandchildren, and 11 great-great-grandchildren. 𝐻𝐫𝐽𝐬𝐧 credited his long life to being humble and having a little drink before dinner. And finally, a Kentucky high school has a new phone policy. Students will be required to hand in their phones to teachers at the start of each class. Students will get them back at the end of class and be able to use them at lunch and between classes. The new policy will help students concentrate better and learn more.
Where education and entertainment come together. Let's master English. Do it.
everybody, this is Country Shane, and I'm bringing you the facts. Out of the 100 oldest people on Earth, the overwhelming majority, more than 80%, are women. The reason for this? Oh yeah, biological, social, and lifestyle.
Wow. 80% of the 100 oldest people are women? 80%? That's huge. That's amazing. And the reasons, Country Shane told us, biological reasons. Biological. That means like your genes, right? And I understand that some scientists think estrogen, and that's the female hormone, right? Estrogen. Guys have testosterone, and women have estrogen. They say that estrogen might actually fight more diseases. So I don't know about that. Maybe. The other reason was social, and what they mean is women tend to have more friends, and they talk about things more, and that actually helps them relieve stress. And of course, stress is no good for your health. So there's social. And then finally, lifestyle reasons. Compared to women, men drink a lot more. They drive a lot faster. They play tough games. They work in dangerous jobs. They go to war. So that affects the lifespan of men. So there you go. So guys, if you want to live longer, be careful. Don't do dangerous, stupid things. Don't drink so much. Don't smoke a lot. Talk about your problems. What? I'm not gonna talk about my problems. Learn to cry. No. And biological. Yeah, start taking estrogen. No more testosterone. Give me estrogen. In today's question and answers section, one of my DDM students, DDM is my VIP listening course. It's great. It's really fantastic. Anyway, he asked me, there was a sentence that we studied. She's having a party Friday night. Okay? And I think everybody understands, right? She is having a party Friday night. So right now for me, when I record this podcast, it's Tuesday. And if she's having a party Friday night, that means Wednesday, Thursday, Friday night, there's a party. Yay! But the question was, why does the character use present continuous tense instead of future tense? So why she is having a party Friday night? Why not she will have a party Friday night? That's a great question. And both sentences are absolutely fine. They can absolutely mean the same thing. However, Americans love to use present continuous for future events. And why is that? Because although the party is Friday night, you are already thinking about it. Maybe you are preparing for it. Maybe you are getting your house cleaned or cooking some special food or ordering some gifts, or you're making plans on, something. Although the party itself is Friday night, you are already in your mind or maybe actually doing something for that party. That's why Americans love present continuous, and using present continuous gives a feeling of action, right? Present continuous, that ing verb, she is having, okay? That gives us that feeling of action. And you guys know Americans, we love action. So I hope that answers your question. Again, the publishing date of this podcast, LME podcast number 97, is August 2nd, anything interesting in history happen on August 2nd? Oh, yes. Some really interesting things. So right now, the population of the United States, how many people actually live in the United States? 330 million people. 330 million people. But on this date, back in the year 1790, the first U.S. census was taken. C-E-N-S-U-S, census. That means counting the number of people in the country or in the town or in the location. And in 1790, how many Americans were there? There were 3,929,326 people living in the U.S. of A. in 1790. In 1875, this is cool, the world's first roller rink opened in London. Do you know what a roller rink is? Roller skates, right? Do you have roller skates? When I was young, we loved to go roller skating, especially during middle school. It was really popular in middle school, roller skating. Yeah, I know it's a long time ago. Nowadays, do they even have roller rinks? Places you can go to roller skate, go round and round and round and round in a circle, listening to music, having fun? In 1892, the escalator was invented. Not the elevator, the escalator, the moving stairs. That's kind of cool. Let's jump ahead to the future. Well, to the future compared to 1892. In 1980, Olivia Newton-John, very famous singer, her song Magic hits number 1. Do you know the song Magic? If you believe we are magic, nothing can get in our way. That was really bad. That was horrible. I'm sorry. Why don't you go ahead and search the internet? Magic, it's actually a nice song. And on this date in 2018, Apple, like Apple iPhone, Apple computer, Apple became the first U.S. company to be valued at over $1 trillion. Not a million, not a billion, but $1 trillion. That's a 1 and 12 zeros. Wow. Again, it is Wednesday, August 2nd, 2023. It's the 214th day of the year. There are 151 days remaining until the end of the year. And you know what? Today is a great day. I love it. Today is Ice Cream Sandwich Day. Do you know what an ice cream sandwich is? It's basically kind of like a cookie, but it's a soft cookie, and then ice cream, and then soft cookie. So you got cookie on top, then ice cream in the middle, and then cookie on the bottom. They're so delicious. Ice cream sandwich. Well, today is Ice Cream Sandwich Day. So if you're wondering what should you eat, well, definitely ice cream sandwiches should be on your menu. It's National Coloring Book Day. When I was a kid, I loved to color. Mikey and Jimmy. Well, not really Jimmy. Jimmy, he's he's not an artist. But Mikey loves coloring. Yeah, he's got a coloring book. It's National Rap Music Day. Do you like rap music? New York, big city of dreams, but everything in New York ain't always what it seems too much. I'm terrible. I'm going to stop singing. It's National Ex-Girlfriend Day. What? That's stupid. And it's Take a Penny, Leave a Penny Day. Now, this is interesting. Penny. Do you know what a penny is? Penny. A penny is a 1-cent coin. It's a 1-cent coin. It's the brown, copper-colored coin in the United States. Actually, in Canada, I think it's the same color. Yeah, the Canadian penny, too. But anyway, take a penny, leave a penny. What that means is when you go to the store and they say, you buy some gum. And how much is this? Oh, it's $1.02. It's $1.02. So you give $1, and in America, what they usually have next to the cash register is a little dish with coins, like pennies and stuff like that. So if you need 2 cents, in this case, $1.02, if you need 2 pennies, you can just take 2 pennies there, and you don't have to worry about the change. Okay? Now, you can't take 10 cents or 15 cents or 60 cents. No, you take 1 or 2 or 3 pennies. That's it. And today is take a penny. If you need one, take one. Leave a penny. And if you have a penny, leave one. Leave one there for the next person. So take a penny, leave a penny. It's kind of a nice day. The next holiday in America is in 33 days. It's called Labor Day. It'll be a day off. And Halloween. Do you celebrate Halloween? Do you like Halloween? Is Halloween popular in your country? Halloween, don't talk about the Great Pumpkin, is in 90 days. That's going to do it for this Let's Master English podcast. Episode 97, we are done. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. Again, my name's Coach Shane. If you like this podcast, it's all about learning English and becoming comfortable with English. And if you like it, please leave a rating, 5 stars or whatever, 2 stars. I don't care. I do care. Leave a nice rating. Leave a comment. If possible, leave a comment on Spotify. If you listen to this podcast on Spotify, I can see all of those comments, and it's really convenient. You can listen on iTunes too. It's no problem. But let's say, for example, if you leave a comment on iTunes, and let's say it's iTunes in France, I don't see it. I only see comments from iTunes USA. So I have to log into France specially and log into all the different. It's crazy. iTunes, they need to fix this system. It's really terrible. But Spotify, it's so easy. So if you, by chance, if you are on Spotify, leave a message. Just say hi, and I will say hi to you in the next podcast. That's for sure. Thank you so much for listening. We had 3 stories, one about the Tesla car battery melting, the world's oldest man. He passed away, 127. A phone policy in Kentucky. Country Shane told us about the old people, and they're not men, they're women. And he told us why. We had a great grammar question, studied a little bit of history, and hopefully we learned a lot of English. Do you get my newsletter? Please sign up for it. www.letsmasterenglish.com. Just go to the homepage, put your name and email address there. That's it. And we'll send you the email, the newsletter every Sunday night, Monday morning. I send out a newsletter. Lots of great stuff to learn. You'll get some free lessons too. Yeah, so please do that. And most importantly, share. Please, if you like the podcast, tell your friends, share it, copy the link and put it in your Facebook and whatever you use, and please tell people. The more people that listen to the LME podcast, the happier I am. And if you like this podcast and you want more, I'll do that, okay? So that's it. Thanks so much, guys. Have a fantastic day, and together, don't forget an ice cream sandwich. Let's master English.